Hello designers, this is me Azad and it is day 3 of Beginners to Pro series in AutoCAD. In the previous video we saw about the draw tools and before that we saw about the introduction about the AutoCAD. Okay, so in today's class we are going to discuss about the modification tool in which move, copy, stretch, all those things are there. We'll start with like move. We'll create some structure. Okay, so create some structure with the draw tool. Suppose as of now I just created a normal rectangle. I wanted to move it. Okay, so with respect to some distance. Okay, maybe vertically or the horizontally. Okay, otherwise like randomly with the angle or something. Now I'll just go to select this. Okay, then I'll be going to click on the command and then pick point and paste point. Okay, so this is how we are going to use many of the modification commands. Okay, you can see if I just select the move. Okay, so pick point, paste point. Okay, whether you wanted vertically, horizontally, or align, you can choose. Okay, if you turned on the ortho mode, you can't be able to go for the angle. You can be able to go only vertically or horizontally. If you want to go angular, you have to turn off the ortho mode. You can see. Now I can be able to move anywhere I wanted. Okay, so pick point and the paste point. Okay, so this is the thing. I can directly go select, use the command pick point, paste point. This is the one thing. Otherwise, go for the command, select the object, press enter, then pick point, paste point. These are the two things. Okay, this is how we can be able to do the move, right? Now you can see if I wanted to copy this. Okay, so the same procedure we are going to follow how we use it for the move. Suppose for the move, pick point, paste point. The same way for the copy also. Select the object, give the command, then pick point, paste point. Okay, but for the move, okay, once you move it, that's it. You can't be able to use it again. But for the copy, until and unless you press the escape, you will exit from this command. It will be going to come. That is how the difference between your move and the copy. Move is the one, the same object you are going to move it with respect to some like value. Copy is the one where we are going to multiply the things or replica of a current object basically. What is that is what the copy is, right? Yeah, so that's how. For the thing, for the copy or the move, the things or the procedure is same. Select the object, take the command, pick point, paste point. Okay. As of now, I was having a reference. Maybe that's why I used like this. Suppose I wanted with respect to the value. That time also it is possible. I'll go for the selection of this move command, pick point. I wanted to paste it for some 1,000 distance. Okay, you can see I entered the value, press enter. Okay, so once you zoomed out, you can see it moved from here to here at a distance of 1,000. Okay, so I wanted to move it pick point for some 100 value. Okay, you can see from there to here 100 value it got moved, right? So this is how it is. Okay, either you wanted to give it with the value, otherwise if you have a reference from there you wanted to paste it, you can do both the things. Okay, so for the copy and the move, both the things it is similar. Okay, for the copy also it is same. From here I wanted to copy at a distance of 200. Okay, you can see. And as of now, I didn't use the ortho mode. That's why it came in angular manner. I wanted to give it horizontally. I have to turn on the ortho mode, right? So which is there here. You can see. Horizontally also I can be able to. Otherwise, I wanted to go for the vertical. In the both the manner, I can be able to go. Okay. Yeah. So that is how the move and the copy is. And these are the majorly used things. Okay. In the modification tool, these are the majorly used things. And for the coming to the shortcut of this two, for the move it is M enter. Okay. So for the move it is M enter. You can see. Select the object, enter, pick point, paste point. Okay, so this is the move. For the copy, it is a CO. Okay, so it is not C, it is CO. C for the circle, CO for the copy. Okay, so this you have to remember. Okay, yeah, so pick point, paste point, likewise. Okay, so this is how the move and the copy is. Move and the copy is. Then coming to the rotate, that is also the procedure wise, it will be going to be similar. I can choose this. I wanted to rotate. Okay, so I have to choose the point of rotation. Now you can see I can be able to rotate at an angle whatever I want. Okay, but as of now it is rotating with the 90-degree only. Okay, if you wanted to rotate with respect to the angle, that time again you have to turn off the ortho mode. Okay, so now you might be able to get why I told like ortho mode. It depends. However, it has to be, and maximum time it will be turned on. But for the such cases, usually it will be turned off. Okay. So if you are having a reference, you can go like this. Otherwise, you can enter the value also. Suppose I wanted for 30 degrees. Enter. You can see this is the rectangle which is rotated at an angle of 30. Okay, and that depends where your cursor is. Okay, you can see for this thing. while rotating. Okay, while rotating, if I go like this, it will be rotating in this way. Okay, otherwise, if I'm going in this direction, if I'm giving the same 30, okay, so that depends. Okay, so that is how it is. Okay, the 30 degrees. Okay. Yeah. So if you wanna go for the other side, you can go for the negative values. Okay. So negative values, if you are going to give, it will be going to give in go in other direction if you want. Okay. Yeah. So that is how it is. Move and the copy and rotate. Yeah. So then we do have mirror. Okay. So mirror is also very used thing. For the shortcut for that is the MI. Okay, MI is the shortcut for the mirror. Okay. So now here I have something. I wanted to copy it this side in a mirrored manner. Okay. So that time I'm going to use the mirror, and for that one center line will be required. Not exactly the line. 2 points you need to select. With respect to that, the angle of that will be like specified. Okay. So I'll tell you how it is. Before that, I'll just create some structure in this so that you can be able to differentiate whether it is mirrored or not. Okay. Yeah, so I'll just create some structure in this, something like this. Okay. Now you can see here how it is. I'll just select this. I'll be going for the mirror from this point to this point. You can see you have to choose a 2 point in a vertical line. Okay. So then only it will be going to copy. If you change the like orientation of the point, suppose as of now I choose it as a like vertical. If I take it at the aligned direction, okay. So at what angle I'm going to do? Okay. So with respect to that, the angle of the copy will be going to change. Okay. So how, anyways, I'm going to show you. Before that, you see here two things are there. Okay, so one is like it is asking erase source objects. Okay, yes or no is it is asking. Okay, if you press yes, the source object will be erased. Okay, if you press no, okay, so I'll select this MI mirror, this point to this point. If I press no, you can be able to see here it will be going to copy. Okay, so that is how it is. Like if you press yes, it will be acting as a symmetry. Okay, so symmetry is the one where it will be going to mirror, but the source object will be erased. Okay, but the mirror is the one like where it will get the mirror image as well as it will copy also. Okay, so in the other software we call it as symmetry basically. If you wanted to erase the source object, okay, yeah. So here symmetry and the mirror, both the things in a single option it is given. If you press yes, it will be acting as a symmetry. If you press no, it will be acting as a mirror. That is how it is. Okay, if you want to copy, you can press no. If you don't want the copy, if you wanted to erase the source object, that time you can press yes. Okay, yeah. So that is what about the mirror. Yeah. Then as I told, okay. So if you don't select in a vertical manner, okay. So if you just don't select in a vertical manner, otherwise you can see horizontally also you can mirror obviously. So for that again, like some change in the shape, I'll just do. You can see this time I'll just go something like this, so that you'll get the difference. Okay, how it will get mirror. You can see I'll just choose this, and as I told, it is about the 2 points. Okay, if my ortho mode is turned on, you can see directly like this also. If I do, okay, so it will get copy. You can see if there is no line also it will get mirror. Okay, so it is not like mirror, like line is mandatory. The mandatory thing is the point. Okay, so at what point it is. Okay, and if you wanted to mirror with the particular like distance, that time distance matters. Otherwise if you're just copying and pasting it for the somewhere, you can directly go with the ortho mode. No need to create a line. Okay, anyways, many times what happens, suppose if you have a circle like this, and I have one more circle at the top. Okay, the same circle I wanted the bottom also. That time what you can do, you can just choose this mirror, and you can choose the quadrants. You can see both the quadrants are there. You can choose like this to get it exactly at the middle. The center of this will be the at the quadrant point of this circle. That is how it is. Yeah. So it is not like all the time you have to create the line. It is not mandatory. Okay. Yeah. So that is how it is. As I told, if I wanted to mirror, okay, if I wanted to mirror 90 degrees, as of now I'm mirroring at a 180 degree, right? So that is why I created a line perpendicular to that. Okay. Suppose if I created a line at an angle of 45. Okay, so I'll just go for the tab and I'll create an angle of 45. Okay, other side. Okay, it didn't happen. Okay, so anyways, I'll just go with the polar array otherwise for the 45-degree line. You can see at this degree I wanted to create it. You can see I want this exactly at this side, 90 degrees to this. That time I'll select that mirror. I'll choose 2 points from this line. Okay, any of the 2 points, and I'll press no. You can see it got mirrored in a 90 degrees. That is how it is. Okay, if you change the selection of the points with respect to the alignment of the line, it will be going to change in the angle also while copying. Okay, If it is vertical, the result will be different. If it is aligned, then the result will be different. Okay. So yeah, this is what all the things about the mirror. Okay. So then we are having something called a stretch. Okay. Suppose I have this rectangle with me. I wanted to change the value of this. Okay, so as of now, if you see the dimension of this, if I want to get, it is of somewhere like 96.21 something it is there. I wanted to change the value of this to some value. Okay, I wanted to increment it by some 20 Okay, so you can see, I'll just delete this. It was 96.21. Okay, I'll just increase this. You can see I'll just choose this. I'll go for the stretch. Okay, I'll choose this point and I'll increment it by 20 mm. You can see I added the 20 mm. Now if I go for the dimension, you can see it will get increased. You can see it will be exactly increased by 20 mm. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you have to delete the dimension, you have to stretch. Okay, so just for showcasing edit, you can do directly also. You can choose this stretch from this point, 20 mm again. You can see again it got increased by 20 mm. Likewise it is. So this is how the stretch is. Okay, so that is this is not the only work. Okay, so with the stretch you can do the many other works also. Stretch this point, you can see. If I just turn off the ortho mode, you can see with the angle also you'll be going to give. Okay. Yeah. So this line and this line will be vertical, but the other lines will be aligned with respect to the angle, what reference you gave with respect to the stretch. Okay. Yeah. So that's how it is. The stretch works. Yeah. Then we are having the scale. Okay. That scale means as of now we are having XY, two references, right? So if I going to scale this, suppose if it is before, if it was like some 100. Okay. So anyways, I'll just going to create one rectangle which is of some 50 tab uh, 50. Okay, so this is the rectangle, sorry, square, which is of 50 by 50. Okay, if I just scale it by 2, it has to be incremented by multiplied by 2, basically, right? As of now, it is 50. If I give the scaling of 2, it has to be 100. Okay, so we're going to check that. We are going to select this scale. It is there here. Uh, Scale this object, enter. From any of the point, I wanted the scaling of 2, enter. Now you can see it got increased by 2. Now if I go and check the value of that, it has to be 100. You can see it is 100, both the side, from here also and from here also. Okay, yeah, so that is how the scale works. Yeah, so then we are having very important, which is trim and extend. Okay, so for the trim and extend, okay, so this is the like majorly used, and shortcut for that is TR. TR is the trim. Okay, so what is the trim is, you can see I'm going to I'm able to delete the lines. Okay, so with the help of trim. Okay, how trim works? Okay, suppose here if there is a line. Okay, and here I'm having a boundary. Okay, something like this is there. Okay, so this line it is there, which is having a boundary here as well as here. Okay, if I'm going to just select choose this one, it will be going to cut with respect to this boundary as well as this. You can see if I just go for the trim, TR enter, you can see from here and here it will be going to trim. Okay, so this is how the trim works. Okay, suppose if there is no boundary, it will be working as a erase. Okay, so as of now here there is a boundary, so that's why if you trim this, okay, so it will be going to end here. Okay, suppose for this there is no boundary, so completely it will go. Okay, yeah, so for trimming methods are there. If you can directly go and click on that, otherwise you can keep one point here and you can drag like this. Okay, wherever you go, you can be able to see whatever comes under that particular line will be going to trimmed. Okay, yeah, so that is the one more method, and one more is you can drag it also. Okay, so everything I'm doing by left mouse button only. I can use the click the left mouse button to get the trim. Otherwise I can click once. Okay, so and then I can drag. Okay, it is not like completely dragging. I am keeping once a point, and then I'm going to move my mouse there simply, like not like pressing and holding and dragging. Just I'm going to like move the mouse. Okay, so then also I'll be going to trim, right? Otherwise, I can be able to drag like this. See, there is a difference. Okay, so keeping a point and dragging, there is a difference. While keeping the point, you can choose. Okay, so you can see if it is going on that, if it is insiding, now you can see this line, and this line. It is going to like show it is going to trim once you click this side. Okay, but if I move from that side, it will be not going to trim, but drag it not like that. Once you drag like this, okay, so in the trim, sorry, the trim, once you drag like this, it is over. If you go again also, you can't be able to get that. Okay, so that is the difference between your dragging, like holding the cursor like point and dragging, as well as keeping the point and dragging. Okay, so there is a difference. Okay, yeah, so that is the thing about the trims. Like then we are having the extend. Okay, so trim and extend comes together. Okay, see how trim act with respect to the boundary in the same way the extend also. Suppose I have a line over here. Okay, so in front of that, there is one more line. Okay, so if I just extend this, okay, so it will be going to go and touch on this line. Okay, so that is how the extend will work. Okay, so you can see here, I'll go for the extend. You can see if I just click on that, it will be going to extend over there. But suppose if I wanted to extend from this side, if there is a boundary, okay, so actually as of now, it is taking this as a boundary. Okay, so it will going to become okay. Suppose further, okay, so you can see on top of that there is an icon showing it can't move further. If you click on that also, you'll be going to get the same thing. Okay. So part does not intersect with the boundary edge. Okay. Yeah. So that is what the error message will show. So for the extend also, it will seek for the boundary. Okay. And that too you can see if I just create a line over here. Okay. So at the middle, some line I'll be going to create. You can see if I wanted to extend this side, if I want to extend this side, I'll be going to come here. Okay. If I wanted to extend from the other side, I'll be going to go that side. Okay. So that is how it is. Okay, if you are like with at which side you are going to extend, that side you need to keep your cursor, right? Yeah, I can see. Okay, suppose as of now I'm in a extend command, but I wanted to trim. Okay, so there is not necessity to go there and click on this and trim. No. Okay, what you can do is you can just press and hold the shift button. Okay, then your extend will work as a trim. Okay, the same thing will be applicable when if it is in the trim also. Okay, if you are using a trim and if you are pressing and holding the shift button, it will work as a extend. Okay, so this is a trick. Okay, basically to save your time. Okay, as of now I'm in a extend. Suppose I don't wanted this to extend. I accidentally extended it. Okay, so that time I can just press and hold the shift button and I can click on that to trim it. Okay, yeah, that is how it is. Okay, so here you can see in the same way if I go for the trim. Okay, so if I'm in a trim. See, as of now it is trimming, but if I press and hold the shift button, you can see it will be going to act as a extend. Okay. So this is a simple trick to save your time. Okay. So while trimming, okay, you'll be sometimes requiring the extend also. Okay. So there no necessity to change the command or directly with the help of the shift button, you can be able to use it. Okay. Yeah. So that is what regarding your trim and extend. Yeah. So then we are going to go with the fillet and the chamfer. Okay. So these two are things are there. Okay. So which is quite important. You can see if I have a like box like this, okay, at the corner we are going to add the fillet or chamfer. Okay, so with respect to our requirement we'll be going to go. Okay, so if I go for the fillet, you can see at the bottom line, okay, at the command line, there are a lot of things are there. Okay, so undo, polyline, radius, trim, and multiply. Okay, we are going to see everything, what is what. Okay, so like when it comes to the fillet, okay, so it is about the curve. Okay, so as it is the curve, it is about the radius. Okay, and when it comes to the like chamfer, it is about the distance. Okay, so that distance might be like in that methods are there. Okay, so one is distance, and one is angle distance. Okay, so that method also we are going to see anyways. Okay. So as of now, we'll just focus on the fillet. Okay. So once you enter into the fillet, okay, so you have to click on this radius. Okay. So first and foremost thing, what you're going to do is the radius. Okay. So radius you have to specify. Okay. So I have entered into the radius. You can see I wanted like some 10 mm radius. Okay. I'll just press enter. I need to choose this line as well as this line to get the fillet like this. Okay. You can see this is the fillet whose radius is of 10 mm. Okay. So I can show you from here also. I'll go for the radius. I can choose this. You can see. Okay, so the radius of that fillet it is of 10 mm. Okay, so this is what is the fillet. Right. So once you create that, that command will go. Okay. So again, you want to get that, you can click on this. Okay. So now there is no need to give the value again because what the last value you gave. Okay. So that only it will be considered as a default value. Okay. So as of now, the fillet of that it is of 10 only. Okay. Suppose I wanted now the 20. So that time I have to change the radius again. You can see by default is 10. I want to change this by 20. You can see I'll just click on that. If I choose the like circle, you can see this fillet's radius will be 20. Okay, so if I want to show the thing means I can just click on this. You can see the radius of that is 20. Okay, yeah. So that is what the about the fillet, right? So yeah. So in this, like other things are also there. Yeah. So you can just consider here this particular thing. Once I give this, it is going. Okay. So once again, if I wanted to get that, I have to press the space bar. Otherwise, I have to go for the command again, basically, right? So instead of that, okay. So instead of that, in that some of the options are there. Okay. So you can see one thing it is there which is multiple. Okay. So multiple is the command. Okay. So once you click on that, it will be continuously will be going to come. Okay. So until unless you press the escape. Anyways, selection you have to do manually. but until and unless you're going to press the escape button, you'll be able to create the fillets. Okay, so without pressing the space bar. Okay, so that is what this multiple works is. Okay, suppose here I created that fillet in the multiple, but accidentally I created this fillet I don't want. That time you can just undo it. You can see from here, if you're undoing, the last fillet will be get undone. Okay, yeah, so that is what is the use of this undo and the multiple. Okay, in the same way, there is one more option which is called as polyline. Okay, so polyline is the one which is having the relation. Okay, and as you know, the rectangle, each and every line will be related with each other. Okay, suppose in your rectangle, at the all the corners you wanted a fillet. Okay, so which is of some radius 10. Okay, so at all the corners I wanted a fillet of 10. Okay, that time you can just click on the polyline. If you choose the rectangle from any of the edge, at all the corners it will be going to create as a fillet. Okay, yeah, so that is how your fillet, sorry, polyline in the fillet works. Okay, yeah, so this is about the options like undo, polyline, and the radius is the first and foremost thing you are going to give, and then the multiple means multiple fillets you can be able to give. Okay, so at last there is a command which is called as trim. Okay, so which is basically dependent on your trimming of the edges. Okay, see, the main purpose of the fillet and the chamfer is to reduce the stress concentration. Okay, so by eliminating the sharp edge, right? So, but with this trim, okay, so you can consider whether it has to be trimmed or no trim. Okay, if I go for the no trim, you can see if I'm going to give the fillet over here, you can see here this fillet is adding. Meanwhile, your edge is also not going to cut, right? So that is what is the use of this. Okay, so basically, like usually we'll not go for this. Okay, we'll keep it as a trim only because our purpose is only to remove the sharp edge. Okay, but still, okay, so maybe in special cases it might be requiring. So that time you can just keep it as a no trim, but maximum of the time it will be on the trim only. Okay, yeah. So this is what the things regarding your fillet. Okay, yeah. So then I'm having the chamfer. Okay, so chamfer is the one, okay, so which is similar to fillet only. But here we are going to add the distance. Okay, so here also you can see the undo, polyline, and the multiple. Okay, so these things are going to be very much like similar to the what we did in the fillet. Okay, so same thing, there is no difference. Okay, but coming to this thing, distance, angle, and the trim also will be working same, and the method. Okay, so if you go inside the method, again you are going to get the distance and angle only. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to tell is if you go for this two. Otherwise, if you go inside the method and then you're going to select this distance and angle, it will be going to similar only. Okay. So then what is this distance and angle? Okay. So that is the main thing. Okay. So as I told, when it comes to fillet, it is about the radius. Okay. In the same way, when it comes to the chamfer, it is about the distances. Okay. So length wise. Okay. So that is the thing. I'll go for the distance. Okay. So it will ask me for the two distances, right? So at this corner, I wanted like in this manner as well as in this manner for 10 mm suppose. Okay, so that time I have to give the 10 mm enter. Again, one more is also 10 mm only. Okay, so you can see if I choose this two, you can see this is the like chamfer. Okay, where I have the distance. Okay, so the linear distance of 10. Okay, so the from the horizontal as well as from the 10 this side also. Sorry, I didn't got choose the correct one. You can see it will be going to come as a 10 only, 10 by 10. Okay, so that is what the chamfer which we gave, right? So this is the one type of the chamfer. Okay, so anyways, if you are going to give the same value means it is a symmetric chamfer. If it is a there is a change in the value, okay, suppose one side 10 or one side 20, so that will be called as asymmetric chamfer. Okay, yeah, so that is how it is, and this is the method. Okay, so method wise it is a distance one where we are going to give the two distances. Okay, in the same way, in the chamfer, we do have the one more other option. Okay, so which is called as angle. Okay, so there are two methods of a chamfer basically. One was distance, which we saw just now. The other one is the angle distance. Okay, so where one edge distance we are going to give. Okay, so you can see specify the chamfer length it is asking. Okay, so one length I am going to give the same time, but the second time it is asking for the angle. Okay, so that angle, suppose if I give some 45, you can see from this edge and this edge, you can see here also it will be going to happen the chamfer. Okay, so which is basically the angle of that it is 45. Okay, suppose if I consider a line like this. Okay, so you can see if I show you the angular distance from here to here, it will be going to 45 only. You can see it will be going to 45. Okay, and then if I want to show you the linear distance of that, that will be going to be the 10 what we gave. Okay, and as the angle it is 45, we call it as a symmetric chamfer. Why? Because you can see this distance also it will be going to come as a 10 only. Okay, so as the angle is 45. Okay, so in the angle distance chamfer, if the angle is 45, it's a symmetric chamfer. If it is other than 45, it's a asymmetric chamfer. Okay, yeah, so that is what all about the chamfer. Okay, so if for a glance, okay, if I want to give about this, See, undo is basically if I using the multiple, if I am going to give the chamfer multiple times. Suppose if I don't wanted this, I'll be going to undo it. Okay. Suppose if in the all this line I wanted completely. Okay. So that time I'll be going to give the polyline, right? And then the angle distance, it is about the method what you wanted. And inside the method also you're going to get the same thing. Okay. And the trim also Okay. So if I don't want the trim, I can keep it on the no trim and I can go give it like this. Okay. Yeah. So this is what all about your fillet and the chamfer. Okay, so these two things. Okay, so for the corner treatment, we'll use this, and which is going to be very important in when it comes to the mechanical. Okay, yeah. So that is what all about your fillet and chamfer. Yeah. So then we have erase. Okay. See, erase is also similar to your trim only. Okay. So, but the difference I'm going to tell you. Okay. Suppose here there is a line. Okay. On that one more line, I'm going to create it like this. Right. So this is the segment line. Okay. If you go and select it completely, it will be going to select. Right. So in the same way, suppose if I go for the trim. Okay, if I choose it with respect to the boundary, it will be going to come. Okay, so with respect to the boundary, it will be going to cut. Okay, but suppose if I go for the erase and if I'm going to choose this and if I press enter, you can see completely line only will go. Okay, see the difference between your trim and the erase is erase will not seek for the boundary. It will completely take the object or the segment. Okay, suppose if I created with the polyline. Okay, so a lot of lines are there. Okay, so you can see a lot of line I just created. If I go with the erase and if I choose any of the line, each and every line going to select. Why? Because it was a polyline. Okay, but the same thing will not go for the line because as you know, in the line it will be a segment wise. If I'm going to choose a particular line, will be going to take a particular line. Okay, and multiple selection you can do. Multiple selection together you can do, and once you press enter, it will be going to act. Okay, and while selecting, it will show you as a like transparent manner. You can see if I choose it. Okay, so with the erase, you can see if I choose it you can see it is showing in a transparent manner. Okay, yeah, so that is how it works, the erase. Okay, which is exactly similar to a trim, but the only difference is a trim will seek for the boundary but erase will not. Okay, yeah, so that is the difference between a trim and the erase. Yeah, so then we have the explode. Okay, so what is the use of explode? Suppose if I have a rectangle like this, as you know, each and every line will be connected with each other. If I choose any of the one line also, everything will be going to selected. Okay, so that is what is like a segmented line. Otherwise, polyline also if I choose the same thing going to happen, right? So if I created a rectangle with a polyline, here also same thing. Okay, so if I choose any of the line, each and every line going to be selected. Okay, suppose I don't want it like this. I want a particular line to be selected. Okay, so that time it is not like again you'll go for the line and do no. You directly go and click on this explode and you choose this press enter. You can see now each and every line got separated, right? That is how it is. If you go for the explode, each and every line will be getting segmented. Okay, so for the explode, if you don't want like this, okay, you can just go for the explode. You can see each and every line will be getting segmented. Okay, so if you created with the polyline also, it will applicable. Suppose if you created with the array, okay, so that will be going to discuss in the next video. Okay, so where with the, if you are creating with the array, that time also it will be going to create the relation. Okay, and if you wanted to break the relation, you are going to use the explode. Okay, so that is how it is. Okay, and suppose in this example particularly if I take why I'll be requiring a particular line, you might ask, right? So usually I'll be requiring a like closed one only. At what particular the example where we require the offset for the explode is most probably like during your offset. Okay, which is going to be our next command, right? So offset is the one. Suppose if I have a line over here, with respect to some distance, I wanted a one more line, a copied line. Okay, so for a particular distance, that time we are going to use the offset. Okay, how to use it? Just click on that, give the distance. Okay, suppose I wanted 20. See, this is very important. Whenever you choose the command, you have to first give the value. Okay, suppose I wanted 20, enter. Now you can see I wanted to go it like this. You can see multiple times. Until unless you press the escape, it will be going to come. Okay, and here also same thing. And if you go at this direction, it will be going to come that direction. If I want to give this direction, it will be going to come this direction. Okay, so either that or this. Okay, so likewise you can be able to like offset. Okay, and then suppose I accidentally did the explode. Okay, so I exploded this all the lines. Okay, and now I wanted it to be again a chained line. Okay, so that time what you can do is there is a command called as join. Okay, so for that shortcut is J. Okay, so just click on the J, enter, and select all the line, press enter. You can see now again it got a joined line. Okay, chained line. Okay, so now if I wanted to offset, okay, so with the same 20 degree only, sorry, 20 mm only, I'll just press enter. You can see. Okay, so completely box only it will be going to come. Okay, so this is the use of your explode as well as the join command. Okay, so if it is a segmented one and you wanted a particular like some two three line together, I wanted to offset, so that time you can join it. Okay, otherwise if a particular, okay, so a chain line if it is there and you wanted to, a particular line to be like offsetted, that time you can go for the explode. Okay, so that is how the use of the explode and the join is. Okay, yeah, so that's it for the today, and I hope like you understood all the things. If you didn't got, if you got any of the confusion or the doubts, you can ask in the comment box. Yeah, that's it for the today, guys. Thank you.